Hey everybody, Some Gadget Guy here, and I've had the LG G4 for around 2 months now, so I thought it would be fun to do a quick check-in video, just let you know what my experiences have been using LG's flagship here. Just to show you where I'm at with this phone, I've got it about half full in terms of the built-in storage. I've got a lot of miscellaneous data. This is really the system data though. And we're rocking around 7 gigabytes worth of apps. And if I go to my app drawer, you can see I've got quite a few things installed on this phone right now. Of course, I've been getting a lot of questions as to whether or not the LG G4 ever lags. And it's a really difficult question to answer because what some people might perceive as fluid performance, other people are going to perceive as choppy performance. On the whole, the G4 has been a solid performer for me. I haven't had any serious issues, but I've also found that this generation of Android handsets, Android 5.0, Android 5.1, it just seems like it's a little bit easier to get these things to hitch up when you've got a ton of things going on. But I have to say, as compared to my experiences with the Samsung Galaxy S6, that the G4 seems to do a better job of holding programs in RAM in the background. Galaxy S6 seems to wipe things out really quickly, which means you're always starting up apps from scratch, whereas the G4, it's just a lot smoother when you're paging through multitasking to pull up something that you were in before. It fires right back up, and it just gives the appearance, it gives the illusion of much smoother performance. Popping back and forth between different apps that you have open, trying to get to information that you care about, that style usage still seems to be smoother on the LG, even though I've packed this thing full of apps and software. I've also been pretty impressed with the durability. I don't have any cases for the LG G4, and it did survive its very first drop. It was a pretty gnarly drop on asphalt, and the only major issue was gouging up some of this fake plasticky chrome on the very top. It was a very similar drop to what happened to my LG G3, and the G4 survived it a little bit more gracefully. This phone didn't really scrape up much except for this center piece right here, and it's kind of hard to show on camera, but I now have some wear lines that run perpendicular to the brushed finish on the back of the phone. But thankfully, LG is now shipping their leather backplate, so even though I got a little wear and tear on the back of this plastic rear cover, I can now pop it off and go with a new burgundy leather back, and I think this looks really cool. Got this really sleek black and burgundy look. Now, it's not quite an oxblood. That's my favorite color of leather, but it's still a very professional, very cool look. And I think it looks a lot better than the plastic backs we've been messing with. Plus, if you saw my review of the pop-off leather watch straps, I still have my burgundy watch strap on my LG G Watch R. I now have matching LGs, black and burgundy, and I think that just looks cool when I'm out in public and these things match as well as they do. I'm very happy with the color and the look. And the feel is nicer than plastic. This is a little bit nicer to hold on to. It's a little easier to hold on to. It's not as slick, especially if you have sweaty paws. The leather LG is using is very tough. It starts to feel a lot like the faux leather you might find on a Galaxy Note 4, for example. When I first pulled it out of the box, I was a little unsure as to whether or not this was real leather. We're getting pretty good at simulating that feel, and it's just not nearly as supple as the leather you might find on the back of a phone like the Moto X. But having used this for a couple weeks, I think this is also going to be a little less prone to lifestyle damage. I have just little lines and creases and marks on the back of my Moto X just from it being in my pocket. LG solution isn't as soft, but I think it'll hold up to a little bit more day-to-day abuse. The last major piece of news to report is in audio, and I'm not entirely sure if I've pegged this down yet, but when I'm connected to a Bluetooth device, like a Bluetooth speaker, my car audio, or Bluetooth headphones, and I play certain types of audio files on certain types of players, I'm starting to get a whiny hiss that plays on top of the audio. I didn't notice that when I first started reviewing the phone. I don't know if I'm just paying more attention to it now or if it's something that's cropped up since the initial review. But it's definitely something that takes some of the fun out of listening to music while I'm stuck in traffic on the 405. And maybe I'll do another follow-up if I can pin down where exactly it's coming from. Like maybe it's the combination of the Bluetooth in my car and Google Play Music as my MP3 player, and that's creating some kind of Bluetooth harmonic distortion. I don't know. If I can track it down, I'll let you guys know. And this is just a general gripe for all of Android right now. I'm still not happy with the volume controls. I really wish there was a way to completely silence all notifications from the phone, since I'm spending so much time using smartwatches as my gatekeeper for notifications. And I know I can go in and do things like priority notifications or low priority or muting or silencing, but any additional step beyond just using the volume rocker is something that I might forget to disable when I take my smartwatch off. Whereas in Android 4.0, all I had to do was turn the volume rocker back up and I would have full access to all of my notifications again. If I turn it all the way down, it's still gonna be in vibrate. I leave my phone on a table and it's still buzzing and making noises when I'm getting those alerts to my watch. I gotta say, that is really annoying about Android 5, and I wish we could go back to the alerts and notifications that we had on Jelly Bean and KitKat. But folks, that's been a quick roundup, a quick look at what my experiences have been 2 months in. You can catch my full review on the G4. You'll get a lot more information about the actual phone. Not a lot has changed. This is still a great premier smartphone experience. I think this is the top competitor in the Android ecosystem right now, especially opposite phones like the Galaxy S6. That's probably the most interesting fight in Android right now because LG and Samsung took very different approaches to how they were building out their top tier phone. So check out the full review. You can hit my camera review, my selfie camera review, and my speaker review. Get a full rundown on everything LG G4. As always, folks, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to hit subscribe for more videos like these. And I can always use your help in supporting this channel either through the fan funding, using my Amazon affiliate links, or by sharing my videos on social sites like Twitter and Facebook and Reddit and Google+. So please keep bringing more cool people to the party. Hit that thumbs up button, and I will catch you all on the next review.